Hey, what's up, internet? I'm Deanna Jean Pierce, and this is my spiritual YouTube channel, The Faith That Grows. And today I'm going to be talking to God and doing spiritual work on behalf of the Church of Union. I'm going to set the intention to ask God what the church's blocks are to me, because I've been banned for over 5 years, and I've done my spiritual work for a long time, and nothing's changing. And so every morning that I wake up, it becomes more and more obvious to me that this is actually not a me problem. This is a church problem. This is the upset. The blocks are on the Church of Union's side. Now, in a loving spiritual community that's focused on healing God and truth, we always want to be asking ourselves, who's holding the God? Is it me or is it someone else? And if that's our focus, then I would have been back in the church a very long time ago, probably never would have been banned at all. But that's not the case. So I've been treated for years like I'm the problem. I just need to keep healing. I need to be more humble. I'm not doing my inner work. There's something wrong with me. I'm controlling. I'm pushy. I'm sending too many emails. I'm an atheist. I'm bargaining. Blah, 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 blah. Okay? And I've been doing spiritual work for myself and the church quietly for years. No one's paying me. In fact, I've put myself in very scary situations to focus on spiritual work because the church wants to grow and I'm part of that growth. Okay? It doesn't matter if anyone from the church watches this video. I'm giving the gift to consciousness, and instead of doing it privately and hiding it and not sharing it openly, I'm just going to be more forthright about the fact that I've been doing this for a long time. I've been trying to help the church for a really long time. And it's taken, like, these awarenesses that I come to, like, that are in my consciousness, the church has, like, vibed into it and kind of played off of it. But no one's really acknowledging my leadership. Okay? And I'm also being treated so badly. I've been being treated so badly for so long. And I'm very clear that it's not a me problem. I'm very clear. And we have to remember that in the teachings of union, self-love looks like a lot of things. Self-love can be not taking shit. Self-love can be, sure, the 4 steps of the mirror exercise. Self-love can be taking a walk. Self-love can be, but remember that identifying sabotage energy is part of self-love in the ascension. Remember that calling things out is part of the ascension. Remember, like, we're all pioneers. This is a new church, a growing movement, and we should all be invited to share and think and laugh and discover. And I'm being bullied by the church. Ostracism and exclusion is a form of bullying. I'm purposely being left out, even though God has been calling me. God has been giving me ideas for sermons. God has been giving me ideas for workshops. God has been giving me ideas for the Church of Union music department. I've had so much vision, so much passion for so long. And the church keeps coming up with new reasons as to why I can't be included. But they're all stupid, and they all make actually no sense when you really pull it apart. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set the intention with God. I'm tuning into the Church of Union right now. Because the church is a consciousness. You can do this with businesses, with communities, with churches, the whole planet Earth, in fact. So you can tune into the consciousness of anything and kind of discover what its blocks are. So Church of Union. God, what are the Church of Union's blocks to me right now? Why are they keeping me banned? And here's the thing. You could say, well, Deanna, we told you why you're banned. You need to see a therapist. You need to be on meds. You're emailing too much. You're bargaining. You're an atheist. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Excessive emailing, even though it can be annoying. And if you don't know the person, it could be like even like illegal or highly intrusive. At the same time, you guys all know me. You all had very deep relationships with me for a long time. I'm reaching out because there's really big problems and I'm not supposed to be banned, and I'm trying to communicate, and it's God through me. It's God through me bursting. It's God through me pushing. God can push. God can push. God can push on you. Absolutely. Push energy isn't in and of itself evil, wrong, or bad. Okay? So when a divine feminine gives birth, goes into labor, her body has to push out the baby. And if the woman can't push, it's actually an emergency. Usually the whole team, you know, if you've ever been with someone in the delivery room or gone into labor yourself or watched Grey's Anatomy or General Hospital, like you see the whole team goes, push, push, push. Why are we yelling at the woman? Because if you don't push, baby might die and mama might die or be in a really serious fucked up situation. And when the divine feminine can't push, or there's a problem with push, it's actually an emergency. It's a crisis, and there has to be intervention through an emergency C-section, which is what happened to my mom. I believe from what I read on the blog post, that happened to Shalia. Let's not be afraid of the push energy. Pushing is a birthing energy. There's pushes in nature. Let's stop being so afraid of big energy and people who are bossy and assertive and loud. It's okay. Like, we can be sassy. We can be loud. I've been bullied by people in the church before. I can name names. I can give instances. I'm so sick of the crap. My lesson is don't take shit. I've not been treated very well by the church and the people in it. I haven't. But for some reason, like, my emailing is inappropriate. Like, all these, there's just always an excuse why I can't be in the church. There's always an excuse. So, let's see. I'm going to be using 2 decks because the blocks are pretty deep. The first deck I'm going to be using is Work Your Light by Rebecca Campbell. And the second deck I'm going to be using is the Quantum Oracle by Sandra Ann Taylor. Okay. And this is me asking God, what are the Church of Union's blocks to me? Keep in mind, this is my weekend. I could be relaxing. I could be in the community helping grow the church, planning for the next Sunday service, planning for the next workshop, helping make music. I could be doing all kinds of wonderful things. But this is what I got to do. Because the current leaders of the church aren't doing their spiritual work in regard to me. So I got to help them. And then the quantum. Now, if you don't know this, God is with you right now. You have a connection to him. And you can talk to him at any point. You could have blocks to what he's saying, which is why it's important to heal and purify and always like spend most of your time going deeper in your relationship with God so you can more clearly hear what he's asking of you and telling you. So my intention has been set. What are the Church of Union's blocks to me? What is the real reason they're keeping me banned? Okay. First card is Pleiades, double mission. Ooh. Channeling and uplifting humanity. Yeah, there's a lot of Pleiadians in the church. I want to go deeper with this, but like just for the purpose of making this simple, what I'm getting from this is that there's a lot of different soul families and people from different places of origin throughout the universe, and we're having clashes about what God is communicating, when God is communicating, how God is communicating, the best way to run the church, how this church wants to, what God's vision for the church is, the best way to handle things. What I'm getting from this card is that we're we're all here to serve a common purpose, but there's clashes and differences in personalities about like, leadership and power and partnership and the proper way to do things. And, there's just clashes going on. There's, So, but this card says channeling and uplifting humanity. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to channel God and uplift humanity. Okay? And we're all very unique. Like every guru, every spiritual teacher has a unique brand and way of operating and talking to God and seeing things. And so I know through my feelings and relationship with God that how I'm being treated is so beyond unacceptable, it's not funny. It's so beyond unacceptable. And that's why I keep emailing. That's why I keep reaching out, because this is unacceptable. If you've ever seen like, I've seen videos of like animals in factory farms escape and run for their life because they feel they're trying to escape. Okay? Like that's a good thing. That's a natural instinct, is to fight injustice. A natural instinct is to fight against what's wrong, what's oppressing you. That's a natural instinct. It's natural to run towards your twin flame. It's natural to support your twin flame and soul family. It's natural to love. And I'm being treated so badly that I'm bucking because I know when I'm being treated like shit. I know when I'm being put through things that I'm not supposed to be being put through. I know when people are not doing things right in regard to me. So I think that there's this Pleiades card is suggesting, and if you're watching this, you're from the church, you have feedback and things to add to what I'm saying, please comment below. Like, I welcome open discussion. That's what I want the church to do more, is have more open discussions where we're not all trying to like dominate. And I have dominating energy too. I have a very bold personality And I'm actually trying to protect my sensitivity by being so assertive. Because every second is so sacred. And I shouldn't be just left out of the history of the church. I shouldn't be just cut out and left behind, and everything I say is like not, it's not being heard. It's not being taken into consideration. And I'd like to point out that we need to stop being so toxic about the mirror exercise, because this whole situation with me, Dan, Fabian, and Jenny, if people weren't manipulated in coaching sessions, just mirror it, just mirror it, just mirror it. It's just an upset. It's just an upset. Oh my fucking God. That's how the situation started. That's how this situation is still going on. When we were, and I wanted to talk about all this in person with everyone, no one's giving me the time of fucking day. So it's all just gonna come out here because no one's willing to come together with me and have healing conversations, which is what is supposed to be happening. Okay, so when Dan and I were in boot camp and we had just been given sermons, we were in a group coaching call, like the leadership, Jason and Chrissy's leadership class, and Jenny Langley, hey, been reaching out to you for years, honey, please wake up. She had this emotional, like, outburst where she felt like grief and like, and everyone kind of just like ignored that. And Chrissy basically said, which I'm not blaming Chrissy, like she didn't know. But Chrissy basically said, oh, Jenny, you're upset that God's actually running this church. That's why you're having this emotional outburst. I'm not blaming Chrissy for saying that, but the culture of COU is toxic. If things like this can happen, and things like this can be hidden, and things like this can be suppressed for this long, there's a problem. Jenny was having a natural reaction because she's supposed to be doing sermons with her man, and I was not supposed to be there. And so, but we suppressed that. We're like, oh, just do your inner work. I want to see, I have Tourette's. I would like to be able to be in the community and share my Tourette's. If it's too much, can we make a Tourette's open forum for people who just like to boldly exclaim things? Because a lot of times that's divine channeling, okay? Not all the time, but a lot of times Tourette's is divine channeling, okay? We can have a Tourette's open forum. We can have, I don't know, I'm a severely depressed open forum. I don't know. Let people connect. COU is a dictatorship right now. This is tyranny. This is totalitarianism. This is awful. COU is being run terribly. And the thing is, a lot of people in the church are having wonderful experiences, beautiful experiences. A lot of people are having a good time in the church. And then a lot of people went off and like, you know, like there's all, like people are having different experiences within the church. But what I'm communicating is my personal experience is actually kind of like an outlier because I'm not a hater. I never was a hater. And I've been extremely patient and humble, actually to the point of self-abuse. My patience and humility and surrender has actually become self-abuse. So, Church of Union, there's a lot of different soul families that originate from different star clusters, different places, and we all like to do different things. Like my soul family, I'm not going to speak for you, but a lot of my soul family, we're artists, we're musicians, we like to travel, we're in touch with nature and music. Like this is about coexisting. We need to coexist, okay? Like, there's room for everybody. There really is. Our job is to channel and uplift humanity, but we need to be asking, whose turn is it to do Sunday service? Are things being overlooked? Is there oversight happening? Are we squashing people's individuality? Are we using the mirror exercise to clamp down raw passion? Why does everyone love watching TV shows and movies and reading books? It's because characters are in touch with their emotional life and their relationship with God and their relationship with other humans, and they follow that love and things naturally get worked out. We need to stop harping so much on very particular things. This huge autism awareness, like the second wave of autism awareness that's gone through the community, I was supposed to help lead that. And I say that with humility. God made me aware of my autism in the fall of 2022. And God wanted me to do a sermon about it in April of 2024. You guys are keeping the God in me out of the church. That's not acceptable. Do you want me to list different situations where I've been bullied? Where people have treated me badly? Because I can. If other people can treat me badly and do me wrong, and I get removed, well, what? So you're protecting only certain people then. So let's remember, we all come from different places in the universe. We all do things differently. We all have unique relationships with God, but we can all coexist and come together. We can. We can. We should all just be talking to each other and laughing and doing things together. What is the problem? This is unionism. This is unionism. It's supposed to be so big and encompass all faiths, all religions, all of humanity. The next card for the Church of Union's blocks to me is birthing a new age, birthing new creations, dreaming a new world into being. Birth, 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 birth. This is why there is supposed to be a Twin Flames Universe baby boom. I look at twinflamesuniverse.com and I'm like, what is this? There should be thousands of coaches, hundreds of MAP practitioners, so many babies, so much music, so many workshops, so much life. So your block, your second block, Church of Union, to me, is that I have a big, bold personality, honey, okay? When I come in, I come in hot, okay? Because I have a birthing energy. Birth pushes. Birth pushes. Divine Mother has to push, okay? It's safe, okay? Oh my God. The number of times I've been you're pushy, you're controlling, Deanna. You always have an agenda. Honey, I'm a leader. Honey, I was born this way. God designed me as a certain type of person. I have big ideas. I have big vision. I have big personality. And sometimes I can be more quiet and whatever. But when the situation calls for it, we are trying to birth a whole new age. Soul families, unite. Twin flames, unite. Stop letting stupid things get in the way. Stop letting people sabotage you. Stop numbing out and hiding out and what is going on here? It's deeply concerning to me. I can barely think straight. I don't do anything else with my time but think about the church. Think about the fact that I should have 1 or 2 children by now. And the only reason I'm not is because COU is refusing to support me. The church has walls, and they're calling it boundaries. And the third card for the Church of Unions blocks to me. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? One of the things Brienne told Dan is that she doesn't like working with me because I have an agenda. Kind of like Kamala Harris, right? Where Donald Trump has all these question marks and all this time he's wasting, Kamala Harris has answers and plans and knows what to do. Same shit's happening in the church. Okay. How are you being called to step up and lead? So the Church of Union has blocks to my leadership, okay? Am I perfect? No, never said I was, okay? I never said that I was. But neither are you guys. You have your own blocks. You guys give me attitude. You guys disrespect me too. Like, it goes both ways, honey. I'm not gonna be the scapegoat for the Church of Union anymore. There's not only one leader for COU. There's not only 2 leaders. There's not only 3 leaders. There's not only 4 leaders. There's not only 5 leaders. There's not only 6 leaders. There's not 144,000 leaders. I'm a leader too. And you're keeping my leadership out of the church, which means you don't want God. If you love God, you love God through everyone. I shouldn't have to say this. I shouldn't have to communicate this. I shouldn't have to have reached out this long. If Jeff and Shalia were God-honest people, the second God told them Dan and I weren't twin flames, they would have gotten on a video call, drove to our apartment, swooped in and been like, holy shit, guys, divine revelation time. Divine intervention time. But they didn't. They were shady. They were shitty. Like, I'm a leader, and it kind of seems like you're afraid of me. So please heal your shit. This is how I got removed in the first place. No one understood what was going on with me. Everyone made assumptions. I let it happen. I didn't speak up for myself. All these things were going on. I had no idea. Then God took me on a beautiful journey, gave me all these revelations. I was supposed to be able to come and share them. There's something deeply wrong going on because I'm not supposed to be banned, and neither is Dan. So, Church of Union, your third block to me is that I'm a leader and you don't like how I'm leading. Jeff and Shalia are not perfect leaders. They swear. Sometimes they're extremely wrong and delusional. Sometimes they dominate. And if they get to do whatever the fuck they want and be supported, well, carry that logic over. Okay, Church of Union, your next block to me is intention, back and forth. I remember there was like a sermon in 2023 where Michaela was like, if you're in a bad relationship, we're here for you. And then there was like talking about like transitions, and then the time came and then you all just like went and did something else. Okay? So you haven't claimed, the church hasn't claimed its role to ascend the whole planet yet. You haven't claimed your place. Because if you did, then you would all rally behind this situation and see it as a beautiful opportunity to heal consciousness, to heal humanity. So you're going back and forth and back and forth. And this kind of happened, I see it happening in Dan's sessions, where it did, where Brianna was kind of like, oh, do you need to go explore that instead? Do you need to go explore this instead? Do you need to take some time off of coaching to explore? You're pushing us away. We never wanted to leave. We don't need to, we can do our thing and be in the church. We're just, okay? You're pushing people away. You're making assumptions. Church of Union, claim your role on the planet. Your job is to ascend this entire planet. Lift this ban. Listen to God through others. Who's holding the God? Do we care? Do we give a fuck about God anymore? Church of Union. Another block to me is great achievement. My great achievements are not being celebrated. I revealed Dan as a false twin flame in the fall of 2022. And instead of it being celebrated and me being uplifted for bringing more truth and a new wave of healing and a new era to the church, I was gaslit. I was not reached out to. People are being shitty. People are being shady. I also had all these other like really great spiritual achievements come up, like God gave me so many revelations and epiphanies. And instead of celebrating them, you're denying me my rebirth. You're denying me my purpose. You're denying me my spot in the church. And for a long time, I thought this was all a me problem. I'm not doing my own, you know what I mean? But it's not a me problem. You guys are purposely denying me my achievements. The same thing happened. I earned a master certification once, honorarily. It was stripped from me, from leadership. And I thought I was being humble. I let it happen. So then I re-earned it, paid for it, and it got taken from me again. My song I did for the church got taken from me. You guys like to keep taking things from me. But I watch everyone else. They have an achievement and then they keep it. They have an achievement and then they keep it. It's been literally years, and I've experienced so much gaslighting and so much ostracism that I literally almost took my own life in 2024. And no one cares. No one cares. That's a dangerous church. People that I've been in relationship with for lifetimes, not just in this lifetime, but people I've been in relationship with for lifetimes, who I've loved for lifetimes and who have loved me for lifetimes, and people that I had very deep and loving relationships with in the church for years, all just stopped caring about me just because leadership decided something. That is sickening. This is sickening. This is dangerous. This is scary. This is toxic. When I reach milestones, you guys aren't seeing it and perceiving it and feeling it and honoring it and knowing it. Bring me back into the church. Let me share. And then you can get a much more accurate read on things. I keep being denied my achievements by the church. It's not a me problem. My fault in it, if there is fault, is that I don't speak up against the BS. And that time in my life is over. Because I joined the community a decade ago, and I should be so much further than I am right now. And it's not my fault. This is not my fault. I didn't speak up, but that's so what, like, everyone's working through being more assertive. Like, this is, stop punishing me. And the last card for the Church of Union's block to me is consciousness, optimism. So it seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, happy to be wrong, go ahead and comment. But what I'm getting from this is that when this whole thing with everything and Netflix and everything happened and you got the PR firm, maybe you guys kind of fell into a place of like thinking that the world wasn't ready for you guys in this movement. That's not true. That was just a very small little blip. And then Dan and I were supposed to help usher in this new era in 2023 and attract so many more people to the community. So let's be more optimistic. Let's see people as like ready to rock and roll instead of making them jump through hoops and go through all this shit. People clearly don't know the full story of what's going on and what has been going on, because if people knew the truth, there would be no hard feelings towards me. No one would be treating me like this. Everyone would actually be like, oh my God, all this is like, let's partner, let's talk, let's heal, let's grow this church together. I can't tell you how violated I've been by this community. And it's not just my fault, okay? It's not just my fault. Let me share openly with everyone. Let me participate so you can all actually see and feel me properly instead of keeping me in the dungeon and pretending you know what's going on. God wanted this situation healed a really long time ago. A really long time ago. So let's remember, unionism cannot be a dictatorship. It's not the Church of Jeff and Shalia and Grace. It's not the church of the current leaders. This is the church of union, and it's the union of all things and all people, okay? And my unique relationship with God and leadership is being completely like like, God is in me too, okay? And the things that I was ready for, like, we're years behind, okay? We are years behind where we could be. And if I'm stunted, that means all of the people that are supposed to be my clients are also stunted. It means the church is stunted. It means my twin flame is stunted. Even if it doesn't look like it, we're one. Very stunted. Like, this is like taking a plant and purposely putting it in the dark and not giving it water. It's going to die. It's gonna die. So, everyone needs community. We can all sharpen each other. I have things to communicate and share too. I'm a leader too. God moves through me too. There's been a lot of backstabbing and betrayal going on because God didn't want this situation to play out like this. God did not want this situation to play out like this. So I'm going to keep healing on my end, but the church needs to also heal on their end. The way I was removed was so not worthy of me. The way my twin flame journey has been handled is so not worthy of me. The way my life purpose journey is being handled is so not worthy of me. It has to stop. I've been pulling the soul family, community, and friendship card for years. I'm not supposed to be alone. I don't need to actively be working with an ascension coach to be in the open forum and have my friendships and relationships. And right now, I don't trust any of the coaches, and no one actually knows what's really going on, so they couldn't help me anyway. Let me back in where I belong. Handle your upsets, okay? This is not just a me problem. Stop scapegoating me and treating me like I'm the problem. I'm always wrong, and you guys have nothing to look at on your end. You hired a PR firm and purposely reached out to the media to try to prove that you're not doing anything shady. But this situation, really? Enough is enough, okay? I've been bullied and pushed around and treated very badly too. If you feel like I'm treating you badly, well, I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to fight for my life because no amount of surrender and humility and inner work did anything. It amounted to nothing for me. I still got sabotaged. I keep working cycles of inner work, humility, surrender, and faith. And then I get to my moment and something weird happens and I get sabotaged. And I used to think it was a me problem, but the more I reflect on everything and ask God to show me what's going on, I'm getting sabotaged, okay? Stop sabotaging me. Let me back in the church. It's time to be friends. This is supposed to be a place where everyone can coexist and share their leadership and we all need to claim each other. So we need to claim our soul families, claim our twin flames. Jeff and Shalia, you need to claim your students more deeply. Dan and I are your students. You need to claim us more deeply. We need to all talk, come together, and heal. I couldn't be more disappointed. Like, I did not join this community for something like this to happen. And then it did happen anyway, and I tried to turn it into something beautiful. Like, I wanted this beautiful, like, total solar eclipse party in April 2024. God was trying to do something through me for this and for the church, and you're not letting me. You're not letting me be the leader that I am. If you have time to talk about me, you can talk to me. It takes 10 seconds to unblock someone and invite them into the fucking open forum. This is childish. This is immature. It's actually evil at this point. I should have given birth to a child a really long time ago. And I don't even know if I'm going to be able to have a family at this point. And it's not just a me problem. The church has to support everyone's union, everyone's family, everyone's business. And you don't talk to someone and disregard their twin flame. That's why I commented on Gabe's last sermon. I said, where's Brianna? I don't know what happened to her, but where is she? You can't, twin flames are spouses made by God. So you can't just treat someone as an isolated person. Stop treating me like shit, Church of Union. For the love of God, everyone needs to talk to God, own up to how bad this situation actually is, and atonement needs to happen this way too, okay? The church needs to atone for co-creating this situation and failing to respond in the proper time and in the proper way. This is the most sacred shit you could be dealing with. If a surgeon botches a surgery, they should redo it. Okay? If any industry makes a mistake, they need to course correct. God wants more integrity, more transparency, more honesty, more compassion, more people. Okay? So, and I've said this in previous emails, but we need to adopt celebrity culture in the Church of Union. I once said years back that we are the new celebrities, and that's true. We need to adopt celebrity culture because celebrity culture is very much superior to what the church is currently doing. In celebrity culture, people are just kind of naturally bouncing around their twin flames and partnering with their soul family. And no one is discriminated for depression or Tourette's or anger problems or having big, bold personalities. Like, people actually, like, really respect. If you look at, like, Justin Bieber, he has, like, a pretty wild, big, explosive energy. And the music industry supports that and recognizes his creativity and his leadership. And while we all have things to heal, we don't want to be keeping people out and keeping people away. So I can feel all of you. You guys have blocks to me. All of your doppelgangers reveal you. God shows me your doppelgangers. Okay? We all want to be together. We all want to be talking.